The world often associates loudness with strength and dominance. It admires those who speak over those who listen, yet there is an undeniable transformative power in silence. A power that is often underestimated by those who constantly seek validation through noise. When fully embraced, silence becomes a fortress of discernment, a secure realm where thoughts gain precision and emotions achieve clarity. Women who have traditionally been perceived as more expressive or communicative often face societal expectations to voice every opinion, explain every emotion, and assert their presence loudly. However, the wisdom in silence does not signify surrender, but control. It is a conscious restraint that redefines strength on one's own terms. A woman who is silent is not submissive, she is strategic. The ability to stay composed and to withhold unnecessary words demonstrates a deep mastery of oneself. Silence can be unsettling because it forces others to face themselves. It becomes a mirror where the loud witness their own chaos and insecurity. A woman who remains silent in the face of conflict or provocation holds an advantage, not because she lacks the ability to respond, but because she has chosen to prioritize her peace over pointless disputes. Her silence becomes a battlefield where the egos and impulsiveness of others collapse under the weight of her quiet determination. Human nature leans towards reaction. Our primal instincts push us to defend, strike back, and ensure survival when faced with perceived threats. However, true growth demands more. It requires us to rise above instinct and cultivate patience and reason. A woman who can remain still in the storm of accusations, resist the urge to retaliate, and instead respond with calmness, exhibits the highest level of emotional intelligence. She disrupts the cycle of conflict, leaving the aggressor to struggle with their own discomfort. In this way, silence becomes a tool not of destruction but of transformation. It shifts power dynamics and forces a reevaluation of priorities both for the woman and those around her. Patience is often mistaken for weakness. In a fast-paced world that celebrates instant reactions, yet silence and patience are deeply connected virtues, both requiring immense strength. A silent woman does not immediately reveal her thoughts or vulnerabilities. She observes, listens, and adapts. This patience allows her to understand the true nature of her circumstances and those around her. By refraining from impulsive reactions, she gains a perspective that those who speak hastily cannot attain. The silent woman sees beyond facades, recognizes intentions, and identifies battles worth engaging in. She does not waste energy on trivial disputes. Instead, she invests in her own growth and well-being. Society often demands explanations from women, pressuring them to justify their choices and prove their worth. A woman who chooses silence when faced with unwarranted judgment sends a powerful message. She does not owe anyone an explanation for her existence. Her silence is not a lack of response, but a statement of self-respect. It sets a boundary that shields her inner world from external disorder. In a world consumed by noise, the silent woman becomes an enigma, earning respect and curiosity without saying a word. The power of silence is most visible in moments of conflict, when arguments intensify and voices rise. The silent woman refuses to be drawn into the chaos. Her stillness disrupts the momentum of hostility, forcing those around her to recognize the emptiness of their anger when there is no verbal opposition. The aggressor often appears unreasonable, their rage amplified by the echo of their own words. In such instances, silence becomes a mirror, reflecting the truth of the situation with unshaken clarity. The silent woman emerges victorious, not because she fought harder, but because she refused to fight at all, allowing the battle to dissolve on its own. Self-awareness is the foundation of silent strength. A woman who understands herself does not need to explain her choices to others. She remains grounded in her values, guided by her principles, and unaffected by external opinions. This allows her to focus on what truly matters, aligning her actions with her purpose In this way, silence is not merely a tool, but a way of living. It reflects an inner peace that cannot be disturbed by the noise of the world. To cultivate silence as a source of strength requires discipline and courage. It is not an easy path, especially in a society that rewards extroversion and disregards introspection. But the benefits of silence are profound. It fosters resilience, clarity, and independence. A woman who embraces silence learns to navigate life with grace and dignity. Unburdened by the need to prove herself to anyone, her silence becomes her anchor, grounding her in truth and protecting her from the distractions of superficiality. In this stillness, she discovers her true power, a power that is both transformative and enduring. The ability to stay silent is not about suppressing one's voice, but about knowing when and how to use it effectively. A silent woman is not lacking in courage or confidence. Rather, she possesses a deep understanding of timing. She understands that words carry weight, and the less frequently they are used, the more impactful they become. In a world saturated with noise, her silence cuts through the clutter. It is deliberate, thoughtful, and strategic people take notice when she finally speaks because her silence has made them curious. Her words, though few, hold authority and wisdom. Silence also allows a woman to connect with herself in a way that constant communication cannot. It provides the space to reflect, process, and grow. In her quiet moments, she builds inner strength, dismantles self-doubt, and reclaims her story. This self-awareness becomes a powerful force. A woman deeply connected to herself cannot be swayed by the opinions or judgments of others. Her silence, then, is not an absence but a presence, a strong assertion of her autonomy and individuality. It is in this stillness that she fortifies herself for the challenges ahead. There is a common misconception that silence is passive, that it signifies a lack of engagement. But silence can be the most active stance a woman takes. It is a decision, a deliberate choice to conserve energy for battles that truly matter. It is a refusal to be drawn into trivial conflicts or to waste time on those unworthy of her attention. This form of silence requires immense discipline. It demands that a woman restrain her impulses, regulate her emotions, and prioritize long-term objectives over fleeting satisfaction. In doing so, she asserts control over herself, which is the ultimate form of power. The silent woman is often misunderstood. People mistake her stillness for weakness, her quiet nature for complacency, but this misinterpretation works in her favor. By staying silent, she moves unnoticed, observing and learning while others expose their true intentions. She becomes a strategist, collecting insights and waiting for the right moment to act. Her silence serves as her armor, shielding her from unnecessary vulnerabilities. When she finally does take action, it is calculated, precise, and profoundly effective. She succeeds not by being the loudest or strongest, but by being the wisest. In relationships, silence can be an incredible teacher. A woman who avoids unnecessary conflict and endless arguments creates space for her partner to reflect and grow. Silence does not mean tolerating disrespect or accepting less than she deserves. Rather, it is a means of asserting boundaries without engaging in futile debates. It communicates that she values her peace and self-respect above the need to win an argument. This type of silence can be transformative, compelling others to reflect on their own behavior and inspiring change from within. It is a powerful way to lead by example. But silence also protects a woman from the chaos of external validation in a world fixated on approval through likes, comments, and public recognition. Choosing silence can be a radical act. It is a statement that her worth is not determined by external approval. A silent woman does not seek validation from others because she has already validated herself. She knows who she is, what she stands for, and refuses to let the noise of the world drown out her inner voice. This level of self-assurance is rare, setting her apart in a way that others cannot ignore. The silent woman is not shaped by circumstances, but by choice. She chooses to rise above the noise, remain steadfast in her values, and prioritize her peace over momentary victories. Her silence is not born of fear or insecurity, but of deep inner strength. She understands that not every battle is worth engaging in, and not every thought requires expression. This wisdom grants her an advantage, enabling her to conserve her energy for what truly matters. In this way, her silence becomes her greatest strength, a source of power that cannot be easily understood or undermined. It is essential to recognize that silence does not signify isolation or withdrawal, but rather an intentional space for what truly matters. A silent woman does not disengage from life. She engages with it on her own terms. Her silence allows her to focus on her aspirations, nurture her passions, and build a life that aligns with her values. She becomes an unstoppable force, unshaken by the world's distractions. Her silence is her sanctuary, a place where she finds renewal and reaffirms her purpose. In silence, a woman discovers clarity. She begins to see the world as it truly is, rather than how it pretends to be. She understands the games people play, the masks they wear, and the hidden motives they carry. This awareness gives her a unique advantage, allowing her to move through life with a wisdom that many lack. She has taken the time to listen to herself, to others, and to the world around her. Her silence is not just quietness, but a form of intelligence, a way of perceiving the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface. The silent woman carries an aura of mystery that is both captivating and empowering. People are naturally intrigued by what they cannot easily grasp, and her silence only enhances this allure. In a world where most feel the need to constantly explain themselves, her choice not to do so sets her apart. She is not evasive, but selective, valuing privacy and understanding the significance of protecting her inner world. Her silence is a boundary, an unspoken declaration that her thoughts and emotions belong to her alone. This self-possession earns her respect in ways that words never could. When adversity arises, silence becomes her greatest strength. A silent woman does not expose her fears or vulnerabilities to just anyone. Instead, she processes them internally, turning pain into wisdom and setbacks into opportunities for growth. She does not seek pity or validation, but rather understanding. In her quiet determination, she transforms suffering into resilience. Her silence in these moments is not the absence of emotion, but an abundance of courage. It allows her to endure, adapt, and ultimately thrive. Through silence, she finds the power to overcome even the most daunting challenges. Silence also fosters creativity and innovation. A woman who embraces stillness grants her mind the freedom to wander and explore. She is not shackled by the distractions of constant communication or the burdens of external expectations. Instead, she uses her silence to nurture ideas, to dream without limitation, and to envision a future that aligns with her deepest aspirations. This creativity, born of stillness, becomes a force for transformation. She takes time to reflect on matters of faith, eternity, and the vastness of the universe, focusing her thoughts on higher ideals. Her silence allows her to shape her life intentionally, breaking free from societal norms and charting her own course. In silence, a woman discovers the strength to face herself. This is perhaps the greatest battle of all, the battle within. It is far easier to drown oneself in noise than to confront the truths that emerge in quiet reflection. A silent woman, however, does not shy away from this challenge. She examines her fears, failures, and flaws with honesty and compassion. In doing so, she learns to fully accept herself, to embrace her imperfections, and to celebrate her growth. This self-swordsness becomes a source of unshakable confidence, allowing her to navigate life with authenticity and grace. A silent woman also exerts a unique kind of influence. Her actions speak louder than words ever could. She does not demand attention, yet she commands it through the quiet strength of her presence. She leads not by imposing her will, but by inspiring through example. Her silence gives others the space to think, question, and grow. She does not dictate opinions, but encourages exploration. This kind of leadership is rare and transformative, fostering an environment of mutual respect and understanding. Silence, rather than being a barrier, becomes a bridge to deeper connections. She understands that not every opinion deserves a response, and that not every provocation warrants a reaction. This discernment is a form of wisdom that many never attain. She does not waste her energy on meaningless arguments or engage with those who thrive on conflict. Instead, she saves her voice for moments that truly matter. When she does speak, her words carry weight, as they are carefully chosen and deeply meaningful. Her silence has given her the patience to ensure that her words have impact and purpose. Silence also teaches the value of listening. In her quietness, she becomes attuned to the subtle nuances of the world around her. She hears what others miss: the unspoken fears, the hidden motives, the underlying truths. This deep listening grants her a profound understanding of people and situations, allowing her to navigate life with empathy and insight. She becomes a trusted confidant and an invaluable ally. Her silence is a gift, creating a space where others feel truly seen and heard. The strength of a silent woman lies in her ability to remain centered in a world that constantly tries to pull her in different directions. She does not allow herself to be swayed by the opinions of others or the pressures of societal expectations. Her silence is her anchor, keeping her grounded and focused on what truly matters. She does not seek approval because she has already found it within herself. This inner stability grants her the freedom to live authentically, to pursue her passions, and to build a life that reflects her values. In moments of chaos, the silent woman becomes a pillar of calm. Her stillness is a source of strength and reassurance for those around her. While others panic or react impulsively, she remains composed, thinking clearly and acting decisively. Her silence allows her to see the bigger picture, to anticipate outcomes, and to make choices aligned with her long-term goals. This ability to remain calm under pressure is a rare and invaluable trait, making her a natural leader, someone capable of guiding others through even the most turbulent times. A silent woman is one who has reclaimed her power. She does not allow the world to dictate her worth or define her identity. She knows who she is and refuses to apologize for it. Her silence is not a sign of submission, but of self-mastery. It reflects her inner strength, wisdom, and resilience. Through her silence, she wins battles others cannot even see. She transforms obstacles into opportunities, turning moments of stillness into a symphony of strength. The power of a silent woman is not always immediately evident, but it is undeniable. Her presence, though subtle, carries a weight that cannot be ignored. People may not always understand her silence, but they feel its impact. It is in her ability to hold space without filling it with unnecessary words that her influence is most striking. She does not seek to control, yet she possesses an inherent authority. Her silence becomes a force of nature, steady, unwavering, quietly shaping the world around her. In a world consumed by competition and comparison, silence becomes a sanctuary for the silent woman. It allows her to detach from the external noise and reconnect with herself. She does not measure her worth by the achievements of others or by society's expectations. Instead, she uses her silence to cultivate inner peace and contentment. This self-assurance becomes her foundation, enabling her to navigate life with confidence and purpose. Her silence is not an escape from the world, but a reclamation of her power within it. The silent woman is also a keen observer. In her stillness, she perceives what others overlook. She notices the subtleties of human behavior, the intricacies of relationships, and the patterns of life. This heightened awareness grants her a unique perspective, allowing her to make decisions with clarity and precision. Her silence is not a void, but a lens through which she gains deep insight and understanding. It enables her to navigate complexities with grace, finding solutions where others see only obstacles. Silence fortifies the silent woman, making her resilient in the face of adversity. Life is filled with challenges, and it is easy to become overwhelmed by the noise of fear and doubt, yet she does not succumb to this chaos. Instead, she uses her silence as a means to center herself, to find strength in stillness. Her silence becomes her refuge, a place where she can recharge and rebuild. In this way, her silence is not merely a tool for survival, but a pathway to continuous growth. The silent woman's journey is not without struggles. There are moments when her silence is misunderstood, when others mistake it for indifference or weakness. Yet she does not allow these misconceptions to define her. She understands that her silence is a choice, a deliberate act of self-protection and empowerment. She does not feel the need to explain or justify herself to those who fail to understand. Her silence is her truth, and she upholds it with unshakable conviction. In doing so, she takes back control of her narrative and asserts her right to exist on her own terms. The strength of the silent woman lies in her ability to embrace uncertainty. Silence is often accompanied by doubt, by the fear of what might happen if one does not speak up or take action. But she does not fear the unknown. She faces it with bravery and curiosity, using her silence as a means to explore and comprehend. She does not rush to fill the emptiness with noise. Instead, she allows herself to sit in the stillness, listening to what it has to teach her. Her silence becomes a doorway to discovery, a way of finding meaning amidst the chaos of life. In relationships, silence is a profound way of communicating. The silent woman understands that words are not always necessary to express her emotions or intentions. Her silence speaks louder than words, conveying her boundaries, her beliefs, and her love in ways that speech cannot. She does not use silence as a weapon, but rather as a means of fostering deeper understanding and connection. Her silence allows space for others to reflect, to grow, and to meet her in her truth. It is a gift, a way of honoring both herself and those she cares for. The silent woman's influence reaches beyond her immediate relationships. Her silence becomes a source of inspiration, a reminder that strength does not always need to be loud. In her quiet determination, she shows others the power of stillness, the value of patience, and the importance of self-awareness. She becomes a role model, not by seeking recognition, but by embodying the values she holds dear. Her silence is her legacy, a testament to the strength of a woman who knows her worth and refuses to compromise it. Through her silence, the silent woman attains a freedom that many never experience. She is not bound by the need to prove herself or the fear of judgment. Her silence allows her to live genuinely, to follow her passions, and to chase her dreams without unnecessary distractions. Her silence is her liberation, a way of breaking free from societal constraints and fully embracing who she is. The silent woman's journey is a testament to the power of choice. She chooses silence not as an escape, but as a way of asserting her control over her own life. Her silence is not a retreat, but a declaration, a means of reclaiming her voice in a world that often tries to suppress it. Through her silence, she transforms both herself and the world around her, proving that the most profound victories are often achieved in the quietest ways. Her silence is her strength, her wisdom, and her triumph. She moves through life with a deep sense of purpose. Her silence is never random or accidental. It is intentional. She knows that every moment of quiet is an opportunity to reflect, reassess, and realign. She uses this time to evaluate her priorities, to determine what truly matters, and to ensure her actions align with her values. Her silence is a form of discipline, a way of resisting the impulse to act rashly or react emotionally. It is in this deliberate stillness that she finds the clarity to move forward with confidence and precision. The silent woman's ability to endure without complaint is often misunderstood. Some mistake her silence for resignation, as if she is willing to accept less than she deserves, but nothing could be further from the truth. Her silence is an indication of her discernment, her ability to distinguish between what deserves her energy and what does not. It is this wisdom that allows her to preserve her strength for the battles that truly matter. In her silence, she finds a deeper understanding of herself. She learns to listen to her own thoughts and emotions, to recognize her desires and fears. This self-awareness becomes her guiding force, helping her navigate life's uncertainties. Her silence allows her to cultivate a relationship with herself that is grounded in honesty and compassion. She becomes her own ally, her own advocate, and her own source of strength. This inner connection gives her the resilience to face life's challenges with grace and bravery. It is within her silence that she truly discovers who she is. The silent woman also understands the power of patience. She knows that meaningful things take time, and that silence is often the key to allowing those things to unfold naturally. She does not rush or force outcomes. Instead, she waits with quiet confidence, trusting that her efforts will bring results in due time. Her patience is not passive. It is an active form of faith in herself and in life's process. Through her silence, she demonstrates that waiting is not a sign of weakness, but a mark of strength and perseverance. Silence is also a means of healing in the silent woman's life. In moments of pain or loss, she turns inward, seeking comfort in her stillness. She does not run from her emotions or try to drown them out with distractions. Instead, she allows herself to feel, to process, and to heal. Her silence becomes a sanctuary for transformation, a space where wounds are acknowledged and gradually begin to mend. This process requires great courage, but it is through her silence that she finds the strength to recover and grow. In this way, her silence becomes a source of renewal and self-discovery. Her ability to remain composed under pressure further amplifies her strength. While others may react impulsively or respond with anger, she chooses to remain silent, to observe and to think critically. This composure gives her a unique advantage, allowing her to assess situations clearly and make choices rooted in logic rather than emotion. Her silence is a testament to her self-restraint reflection of her ability to remain steady even in the face of chaos. It is this unwavering steadiness that makes her an unstoppable force. Silence is also a form of liberation for the silent woman. It frees her from the expectations and judgments of others, allowing her to live unapologetically and authentically. She does not feel compelled to explain or defend herself because she understands that her worth is not determined by the opinions of others. Her silence becomes a shield, protecting her from external negativity and distractions. Through her silence, she claims her right to exist exactly as she is, without compromise, without apology. In her world, silence is not an absence but a foundation. It is a space where she can create, imagine, and dream freely. Her silence enables her to explore new possibilities, to challenge conventional thinking, and to cultivate her passions with deep focus. Her silence becomes a wellspring of inspiration, fueling her creativity and driving her towards success. It is through her silence that she finds the freedom to express herself in the most profound and authentic ways. The silent woman's impact extends beyond her personal life.